Hello everyone, my name is Irma Stefi. I am a student of Master Program in Communication Study, Universitas of Indonesia. Today, I will present our paper about, the title is about the utilization of big data in determining the communication strategy for government. So, let's get started. We know the evolution of information and communication technology happens so fast and very dynamic that it's brought tremendous changes in our various industry in our life. The industry era 4.0 has brought human into a new era of globalization and development of digital technology such as Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and robotics that are carry great significance to human civilization. And the environment and the value that exist in the society are becoming increasingly diverse and complex. Technological advance that have occurred has also caused the anxiety in the realm of social life. Humans are so dependent and on communication and digital media that they lose feeling and empathy due to the lack of social interaction. In the response to this challenge, the Japanese government initiated a roadmap in the form of Society 5.0. It's a concept of human-centered and technology-based society. With a globalization that happens around the world, it's certain that in the future this will also be adapted to other countries, including our country, Indonesia. At this very moment, the changes that have occurred have actually caused disruptions in various sectors. And it also influenced the way people think and act. As a result, humans have adapted to a new ways of communications. Besides that, we know that digitalizations have brought human into the information explosion. In that sense, there is a lot of data around the world that is found and finally only stored. So actually the information can be a very informative and important and can be an important weapon to our life. For example, and when we want to make a strategic decision making process, the collected information data that we collect can be used as a reference for considerations. Big data is a promising technology invention which is able to present data in a very large and diverse scale so the public relations can utilize, process, and present it as a needed. With the demand for public relations order to change the existing paradigm to a unit that is close to the community, government public relation, or we know it as GPR, must move faster and be sensitive in the providing information to the public. Big data can be a potential source for government public relation to dig deeper into strategy in dealing with the society. So, based on this fact and this assumption, we want to explore further the use of big data for government public relations in developing a communication strategy that is close to the public. Next, uh, because it's because this paper is a conceptual paper, this paper uses the literature study method as a data collection technique. This math based on Ridley 2012, this method is a way of identifying existing theory and research, which can be influence the choice of research topic and method to be used. It means that the data source are the result of scientific studies that have been researched before, such as book, bulletin, journal, or report. Based on this, the author or us also collect and process and studies the data that links to the object to the author discussion. Let's move on to the literature review. So, in this paper, we adapt some literature for this paper, and we did a literature review. First, it's about PR and government public relations. Cardwell, William, and Pyle say the public relation is a strategic communication process that builds mutual beneficial relationship between the organization with the stakeholders or public. In the context of government public relation or GPR, it has a duty to explain the impact of government program or government policies on its citizens. And in Indonesia, the implementation of the government public relations is carried out in accordance with Presidency Instruction number 9 of 2015 concerning about public communication management. The second, big data. From Leonardo and Dickens 2014, big data is generated from increasingly plurality of sources, including internet click, mobile transaction, user-generated content, social media, or business transaction, such as sell requests or purchase transactions. Big data itself has three characteristics. First, volume, second, high fidelity, and velocity. With the abundance of existing data, it's necessary to carry out analyzing and processing deeper data to obtain knowledge and information as needed. In big data case analysis, data mining method is one of the favorite or the way that usually done by the people, the user. Third is about media monitoring. Based on ComCoWeek 2010, media monitoring is the process of the reading, watching, or listening to the editorial content from the media sources on a ongoing basis, and then identifying, storing, and analyzing the content containing certain keywords or topics. It's usually used on the private companies, government, or NGO as a tool to identify the brand itself or the important figure in their organizations that mentioned in the media. Last is about big data in society 5.0. As we mentioned before, it's a concept of human-centered and technology-based. So, Harayama 2016 said the big data is the key in society 5.0. The point is that technology relies on sharing data between sectors in a role in a recreating society. So their economy will be ready with the number of productive ages population entering old age and shrinking workplace. In fact, this data can be informed strategic actions that must be taken by the decision maker to provide solution to the social and economic problems. It is hoped that the transformation of big data collected through the internet in all areas of life can be a new wisdom that will be dedicated to improve human capacity to open opportunities for humanity. This transformation will help humans to live a more meaningful life. And we move on to the result and discussion. From our research, we found that GPR has now become an important part of decision making. In Indonesia itself, the work base of the government public relations is continuous management of the information and communication to gain public understanding and to support government program or government policies. Big data has become an important tool in helping government agency to build image and reputations. And then we also found that there is so many sources of data that can be used by GPR, such as data in mass media, social media, that government can get it from the media monitoring, and then government website, SIPPN, Elapor, and SPAN as a tool for the public when they have a complaint and they want to say it to the government, and also contact center that almost government that has public service has a contact center. Next. Through this paper, we also found that big data can be used for this media monitoring, risk management, design a campaign, and making a public policies. First, in media monitoring, public issues are one of the information that must be managed properly by GPR. This public issue can be controlled through the news monitoring or media monitoring, through both its conventional media or digital media. In the managing information circulation on social media, public relations also need to pay attention to the number of links social media reach, the number of positive or negative response, because the result of this analysis can provide an overview of the public response to the policy or the program that government has. And second, design a campaign. If we look on the daily basis, GPR in a planning and making news agenda relate to what it will be and will be done regarding the campaign and service product to be provided. Can be determined that various media or facility to be used and target community to be targeted. Of course, the implementation of such activity will be easier when GPR are able to utilize the big data appropriately. Then the output and outcome from a program that be running can be more measured through the data management, so the GPR can evaluate and monitor and can improve for their upcoming campaign or program. And third, risk management. Big data can also help the organization finding solution to the existing problems based on data. With the proper handling, a government agency can prevent and mitigate the risk before a crisis occurs to their organization. Last is for making a public policies. As we know, big data can be supporting data from feedback and also from public response as a basis for policy making and improving public service. This feedback can be obtained from government service information systems as well as from social media. It also can help organizations creating integrated service with a special segment so the service can be more effective and efficient. The last one is we talk about the conclusion. So what can we conclude from the result and discussion? Based on research and discussion, we can conclude that one, big data has so many functions from the GPR as I mentioned before. GPR itself actually now lack of culture of analysis and utilization of data and resource to analyze data. So it needs to be attention from HR or human resource department to provide further training or education, more education in data processing and analysis. So in the future, the big data management should be able to become a communication strategy that is considered appropriate to welcome to the era of society 5.0. So the government can not only build a positive perception, but also improve people welfare according to their needs so that in the future, Indonesia can also achieve a super smart society just like Japan society. So I think that's enough from me. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day.